Hey you guys, and welcome to the first installment of the Run Fast, Lift Heavy series. I got the inspiration from this series from my clients who may travel a lot for work or vacation and are constantly sending me requests for workouts that fit a variety of environments. So I decided to make these workouts for people who may be short on time or just don't have, an hour and a half or 2 hours to spend in the gym every day, or simply don't want to. It's not really necessary if your primary goal is your lifestyle, your health, and your fitness. And it's not even that necessary if you want to have a good physique to spend that much time in the gym. So an hour, tops 45 minutes, an hour is plenty enough time to build a good physique, to retain muscle, and to be in good cardiovascular shape. And so this workout segment will also have a weightlifting segment that goes with it, because I prefer to go into the gym and get a complete workout in. So I like to have a cardio workout and a weightlifting workout. And then these will be divided so that you can mix and match based on your preference of cardio and what muscle group you want to target with that specific workout for the day. The cardio workout for this session is a pyramid interval sprint workout. So you need to download an interval timer for Android or iPhone, and once you have it, you need to set the rest period for 30 seconds and the work period for 30 seconds. And if you're using a treadmill, you need to set the treadmill to the speed that coincides with your mile pace, your best mile pace. So I'm a 5:30 to 6 minute miler. A 6 minute mile is a 10 mile per hour pace on a treadmill. So you need to set a corresponding pace to your mile time. If you're a beginner or are feeling out of shape, feel free to set your intervals to 20 or 25 seconds for the rest and work intervals. What you would do then is you will run for 30 seconds and you will carefully hop off of the treadmill using the handrails and placing your feet outside of the moving belt. And while you're resting for 30 seconds, you will increase the incline by 1%. So your second round will be at 1% because you started off at 0%. And then your third round will be at 2%, and then you will go all the way up to 10%. Once you get up to 10%, you have a few options. If you don't feel like you can make it all the way down, then take yourself a couple of minutes, 2 to 5 minutes rest if necessary, and then go back down. Let your heart rate recover a little bit. You can go lift weights from the weightlifting segment and then come back and go down, or you can save the downward portion for the next day. Now, obviously, the toughest option is to immediately go from 10 all the way back to 0. But you'll have to decide for yourself once you reach that point what you're going to do next. As you can see, I'm fast forwarding through some of the clips so the video doesn't take the full 22 minutes of the 22 minutes of rounds that there are, but I always have video of the full sessions in case you're wondering whether I really did the full workout or not. Apparently people on YouTube now are making false claims of how fast they're running and how many rounds they're running. So I'm always about being honest. So if at any point you have any questions, feel free to call me on it. And so now we're here at the higher inclines. And as you can see, that nice easy stride I had at the beginning, I'm now working, because 10 miles an hour at 0% incline is a lot easier than 10 miles an hour at 10% incline. So I'm having to really work. And you'll see here where I start to step off the back of the treadmill because it's easier to catch my breath in this position than standing hunched over on top of the treadmill. So let's say you don't have a treadmill. Let's say there's an elliptical or a stationary bike or a recumbent bike there. So usually bikes and ellipticals, you have to keep them moving or they shut off. So you wouldn't be going to a complete rest, you'd be going to a very slow pace, enough to keep the machine on and the display from resetting. So if you're on a bike, you want to go from like 80 RPM. You in your work stage, you want to go from like 80 to 90 RPM down to maybe 30 or 40 RPM while you're resting. So very slow. And what you'll do is increase the resistance as you go. So 30 seconds of high resistance, 30 seconds of very slow pace with the resistance. Or on elliptical, which still has pace, you'll do the same thing. You'll go for 30 seconds at a high pace and then 30 seconds at a slow pace. But you just have to keep the machine moving so that it doesn't reset. You can also do this workout outside. You can go outside, set your interval timer on your phone or your watch, and you can go out there and run, sprint for 30 seconds, and then walk for 30 seconds. See how far you can get in 22 rounds. Go 11 rounds out because it's 0 to 10, and then go 11 rounds back. So you got 22 sprints, and let the terrain sort itself out. As for me, when I'm traveling or I don't have a lot of time, I have a few set cardio workouts which I'm going to share with you guys that are short and to the point, easy to wrap your mind around instead of just going through the motions and going on a very slow, almost useless distance run for 20 minutes. Why not do an interval training and burn some fat while you're at it? Instead of just kind of going through the motions and not making yourself any better or improving or helping your body to retain muscle by doing interval training. Speaking of which, this workout was almost exactly 2 miles, running at 10 miles an hour. So I feel like I'll get a much better workout doing this than I would have just going and running 2 miles straight. I actually went into the gym with the intention of running a distance run. I do that occasionally. I intended on running maybe 5 miles, but I decided that, hey, let's do some interval training today. That'll be much better for what I'm about to do in terms of lifting weights right afterwards, and it'll be better for burning fat. So I believe I accomplished that. So you'll see here as I'm starting to finish up, I'm still working. Even though the treadmill is back down to the flat levels, I'm still having to work because once that heart rate is not recovering as fast, you're still working the whole time. And then at the very end, you'll notice a cool down. I walk for 2 to 3 minutes just to let my muscles cool down, just to let my heart rate recover slowly so that I'm better prepared for the workout ahead and the future workouts down the line. You can't drive your body like a sports car, but treat it like a beater. You gotta treat your body and take care of it like it needs to be taken care of if you want it to perform. So that's it for this, guys. Be on the lookout for the weightlifting portion, and please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.